Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Trading Room for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. No other sessions today, so we'll do away with that. I am not even caught up this morning, so I haven't even got all the charts marked up yet. So that's gone too far. Already gone to money management, so don't even worry with that one. Mark it up. I'm not even going to worry with where the exact money management would be. Crude is in the short. That stop and reverse would have been at 31 and it never triggered, so we are still in the original short. Market is open, so that will be a long on the YM. That goes to money management and comes back to stop. Let's see if we get. Okay, we did not get target of that. We'd have been at target 2. So that is a straight break even. I would say the second long didn't trigger, or rather was not trade, was avoidable. And so we're in the short there. There's money management, just missing target. And so that's a second money management trade. That's power of quitting. You got a partial on that one. Soybeans has a get in sync short. Crude stops out of the short trade. Actually, no. Crude is still in the short. The stop is way up here at 52. It stopped out of the subsequent short. We are still in the original short. Long trade on the micro Russell. Up 1, 28.0. And pushing on up to target 3. That's a winner. Trailing 66.7. See what unleaded has done here. 9 o'clock. And that long canceled. Yeah, that long is definitely avoided. It's avoided as a get in sync. This short got target 1 traders, and target 2 gets a partial. And there's a second money management trade on target 2 right at 9:30. And so both target 1 and target 2 are done. So we'll bring up the micro NQ trade. Micro NQ will not start until 4 minutes after market open. Money management, so we've gone too far. We'll look for a new setup there. Let's see, what did I say on the YM? Money management on the okay, that would have been the long triggering in there, didn't get into the short. That goes to money management. That long's avoidable. This short goes to money management, and the YM is done. Crude has a potential long trade. But actually is still in the original short. All right, we get the win on Micro Russell. We now have a short. And we've gone past money management. I'm not going to try to find it specifically. There's target 3, and we just touched it, so that's win number 2, trailing at 64.6. YM is done. Crude is in a short. That was too early. Micro NQ is in a system in a short. Stopped out on the Micro Russell trade. Now have a new long setup on the Micro Russell. That one goes up a tick. 67 flat. Money management on the Micro Russell, and an intra-bar stop out. So 2 wins and a break even through 3 trades. NQ diverging now, well, pulling back hard from its session high. Session high set shortly before market open. YM and Micro Russell both pushing upward. YM at new highs, new session highs. Micro Russell, one tick from, yeah, it was 1 tick from target. Target 2 wouldn't be a bad adjustment to stop. That would have stopped out on target 2. Stop is still all the way back at break even. Oh, and it did get target 3 and break even stop out. So that is win number 3. Oh no, that's right. That was break even. Sorry. That tracked upward after we got the intra-bar break even. So 2 wins and the break even on the micro in Russell. Micro NQ going significantly down on this short trade. Short on the micro Russell now. Keep the eyes on all the charts in that trade. Very small wick on that, not enough to move targets, but I believe it's going to be enough. Yeah, it's going to be enough to keep money management at target 1. Target 3 there. Money management. So the 4th trade, we're going to be at least break even. Getting within a tick of target on the micro Russell, that's a 3rd win, at least as we count it for power quitting purposes. That would be another target 2. That would be a target 2 win. If you move the stop. There's target 3. So go to target 4 and hit it. Trailer continuing to move down, 62.6. So 3 wins and a break even on the micro Russell. No trades on the micro NQ. This short trade happened too early for us to get involved in, at least according to my chart. All right. All right, we did stop out of the micro Russell. That is 4 trades, 3 wins, and a break even. Long trade for number 5 on the micro Russell. Essentially, if this one goes to a win, that will end the session with 4 wins. And this one's got a wick on it. There's money management. Not quite enough to move target, so we're still using target 3. So we are at money management. Long trade on the micro NQ. Still hasn't triggered yet. Soybean still not in a trade. We have the get in sync short. Break even number 2, short on micro Russell. 3 wins, 2 losses. This is the final trade, win, lose, or draw. Trade number 6. And we need to move a tick. To 3. And go to target 3. And that's a full loss. So 3 wins, 2 break evens, and a loss. But that's going to be a positive session. Micro NQ is in the long trade. Pound Aussie has done nothing this morning. Nice double top. No trades off of it. Looks like that wouldn't be a bad trade just below the 200 EMA. Soybeans hits the stop, touches the stop, so that takes the get in sync short off the table. No trades yet there. No trades on the Pound Aussie. YM, crude, and micro NQ, our micro Russell are done. Unleaded is done. So we have the Pound Aussie, the micro NQ, soybeans, and the 10 a.m. crude mini session coming up. Full loss in the micro NQ. Short setup. Triggers in. Probably be able to get in now. Money management on the micro NQ. Trade number 2 will be at least a break even. Just under 10 minutes to our crude mini session. Break even trade on the micro NQ. 2 trades in the books, 1 loss, 1 win, or 1 break even rather. Soybeans has a long setup. Ooh, ouch. Second full loss on micro NQ. Looking around at other charts. Snuck one by me there. I would not suggest trying to trade 6 charts like this. These are examples. This is not trying what I would do trying to trade. Micro NQ in the long. Soybeans with a long setup, not in the trade. Under 5 minutes to our crude mini session at 10 a.m. And we get a stop and that's another full loss. That's a third loss on the micro NQ. That will end the session at 3 losses. So we have the pound Aussie, soybeans, and the 10 a.m. crude. We're close enough, I'll look for the 10 a.m. crude. When that completes, we'll call it a morning. Okay, 3 minutes to our crude trade 10 a.m. mini session. Would have been a fourth loss in the micro NQ. 1 minute to our 10 a.m. crude mini session. Soybeans still flat. Long trade still valid. Entry. There's a nice double top. 1, 2, 3 on crude. 10 o'clock. We're in our session. Looks like we got the potential for a short trade here at 39. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad trade at all. Down below the 20 and the 50. Let's see what happens if we get a bounce off the 50. This bar is going to cancel the long trade though. If it closes down, we should get an entry at 39. It'll close at 43, which is the 50 EMA. And we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that pause. That was all I needed to take. All right, looks like we picked up a short on the pound Aussie. First trade of the morning there. Kenny improved mini session. Long didn't trigger. That one was avoidable. This short, unfortunately, was a full stop out. And that's been our only trade so far. Soybeans, first long canceled. We just got a new long set up and triggered in. Well, that's first trade of the morning there. And that's all of our active charts. So I'm still kind of trying to follow the crude mini session and the pound Aussie and soybeans charts, at least until crude wraps up. So, questions or comments? This pound Aussie trade, that's a possibility. That has triggered in. Soybeans trade is triggered in. So pound Aussie is short, soybeans is long. Crude is flat after a full stop out on the short. We have a couple of filtered trades. Both squeeze zone trades filtered out on the short side. They would have been, either one of them would have been successful. We'll let it back up so it's ready for Tuesday. YM has gone from setting session highs to setting session lows. And Micro Russell has crossed below the session open. Not a lot of movement on pound Aussie. So they've been slowly trying to gain some ground on the long trade. Crude looking like it may be turning on 61.20. Everything's looking like they're slowing, definitely slowing down. Morning doldrums, 10:30 to about 1 o'clock. Soybeans pushing a couple of ticks up on the session high. Pound Aussie making some slow progress. There's 2 bars on crude. Yes, there is a trailing position on the M2K plan, but we've long since been finished with that one. That went 6 trades this morning with 3 wins, 2 break evens, and a loss. That's a 4 position trade plan. Targets 3, 4, and trail normally, unless there's a significant size wick that makes it a really big trade. We'll pull it back to 2, 3 and trail. That plan actually finished up fairly quickly after market open at 9:30. Took its 6 trades fairly quickly. Took 2 wins out of the gate. Break even, a third win. Break even and a loss to finish the session. This short trade down here on the pound Aussie, and long trade here on soybeans at the moment. In our 10 o'clock mini session on crude, only 1 trade so far. Looking for a second. That's definitely not going to get us there. Long trade is a possibility. Nice move on soybeans. Setting a new session high at 10.18 flat. We need to get to 10.18 3/4 for target. First target. That's a four position trade, 3 targets and trailer. 4 position trade plan. Go back here and roll back. Market open is, I'm running all Eastern time charts, but exchange time for the micro Russell is actually Central Time US. So 9:30 on my chart actually is 8:30 exchange time. 9:25. Yeah, that went to money management too early. So first trade was that was too fast to catch. So then we got, well, I misremember that. We got a break even to start with. Six. Yeah, that would have, well, that one may have been too fast to catch also. But that would have been a break even. 3 was a win. Small trailer. 4 was a solid win. Targets 3 and 4. Trailer down to almost target 1. Trade 5. That was an intra-bar break even. It actually did not, it came up to target, but that was after it hit money management on this bar and then came back to the stop on that bar. So that was a break even. I didn't catch, I think when I was looking at it this morning, I didn't catch those first 2 break even trades. Looks like we got to 18 1/4 on soybeans. Still right around the entry on pound Aussie. So that's 3 break evens. This was a winning trade for trade. That's actually trade number 6. That should actually have been the end of the session. But what I was following in the set, I didn't catch those. As I say, those first 2 break evens. This was a break even. First break even was too fast. The second one was possibly too fast to catch also. So this would have been trade 5. That went money management and break even. Trade 6 was just a full loss, and that was the session. All right, we're sitting 1 point below target on soybeans. Crude is back down to right above its session low. Got below 61.10. Session lows at 61.06. Yes, the Russell definitely can have fast openings. Not nearly as fast as what Micro NQ can do. Micro NQ is moving fast. It's absolutely ripping. And you don't realize it quite as fast on when I'm running the charts that I do in here, because I'm running a 12-point Renko bar on the Micro NQ. So that's what, 48 ticks, whereas we're running a 15-tick Renko bar on the 15-tick custom Renko. We're running a 5-tick offset on this. We're running a 3-point or 12-tick offset on the Micro Russell or Micro NQ, just because it's that fast at times. Neither one have been extremely fast through the summer. But yeah, I've definitely seen the time when first half hour or so you couldn't execute trades on either one of them. They were just coming through too fast. It's like pound Aussie being pulled up to that moving average cross. All 3 moving averages coming together at the same time. See where that goes as it resolves. It was a little something, at least in the micro crude. I didn't see it anywhere else. Full crude didn't seem to react. Something. It's a quick back and forth, 2 bars at a time, up and down on the 8 ticks. So that's 18 tick swing. Bang, 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 bang. Load that. So just yeah, that was just spurious noise, it looks like. Yeah, we got within 2 ticks of target on soybeans. YM pushing up from a long entry. That looks like maybe a 1-2, sort of one. 1-2 was kind of noisy, and 3 was pretty solid. So we can get back above that swing highs there. Good chance of seeing the YM go up again. Mount Aussie continuing up toward that moving average crosses. Soybeans hanging out. In between the entry and target one. Crude could get a long trade if we get above the balance line. Soybeans back to the entry. Pound Aussie back to the session open. Testing that moving average cross. Crude setting a new session low. 60.97. So crude was rejected at the balance line. Soybeans still right at the entry. Pound Aussie still right at the session open. Not much movement. Soybeans bouncing a little bit. 5 ticks up off the entry. Ten minutes to the end of the 10 a.m. mini session. Pound Aussie and soybeans have both settled in between. Soybeans in between the entry and target one. Pound Aussie between the entry and the moving average crossover that occurred 2 bars ago. Oh yeah, on most of the charts here, we're profitable, definitely profitable on the micro Russell today. I've back some time ago, I looked at time-based charts on the Russell, and especially with the Backpack Trader strategies, the range bars, Renko bars, that kind of charts are much more price-based action and seem to be better able to handle varying markets than time, because you're just going to get a bar when at the particular time base you set. All kind of things can happen in a minute or 5 minutes or what have you. So you can get extremely large trades or very small trades on time-based charts where your trades are a whole lot more consistent size-wise with the price-based action as opposed to time-based. Any of them can get you into trouble on back and forth price movement, which is choppy price action, and that's going to happen in the markets. It's just nature of the beast. But from all the testing I've done with these particular strategies, the price-based bar types, the Renkos, the Renko bars, the momentum / range bars, seem to do a better job of reacting to price action. Whereas your time-based charts show you price action, but they don't react to that action. When action gets fast, or when you have significant price movements within particular periods, you can get some very big trades. You can also, when price slows down, you can get some very small trades. All right, 1 tick away from money management, or from target 1 on soybeans. We did not get a setup on crude. Now let's see. We have the 20 SMA at 18. Where are we going to be exhausted? It's the 5. That bar is 14.16. Yeah, we could get a trade off the 20 SMA. To go short here, that would be at 94. Right there. That wouldn't be a bad trade. Pound Aussie with a filtered long trade. That's a crossover filter keeping us out. Here's crossover. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just on the 4th bar after crossover. There's our 94 entry. Got down to 95. Two minutes to go on the session, so if it doesn't trigger in within the next 2 minutes, we're not going to get into that trade. Pound Aussie went up and bounced off the 50 EMA. Trying to push back down. Soybeans still trying to get up to target 1. The micro NQ, Benjamin, to answer your question, micro NQ was definitely a down session. Otherwise, no, we are still in the first trade on soybeans, still in the first trade on the Pound Aussie, and I don't even try to track aggregate of all of these. We got positive on the 9 a.m. session on crude, positive on YM, positive on unleaded, positive on the micro Russell. So overall, probably a positive day on all of the 8 trade plans that I'm dealing with. Right now, we're down on the 10 a.m. crude mini session, and we're out of the session. So that's a wrap on the crude mini session. If we can get target 1, we're going to be positive in power of quitting on soybeans. So far, we are not there yet. Well, I don't trade all of these charts actively. These are examples for the Traderoom. But I am positive for the trade plans that I do trade live. Even with a tough crude 10 a.m. session. So far, that's going to be somewhere close to break even. On the day. Once we reach our goals for a trade plan, we don't continue to trade that chart for that day or that session. Why you hear me talk about power of quitting you look at the numbers long term, while you may have absolute gains, your return per trade tends to go down the longer you trade. So I would rather be more efficient with my trades. Yeah, I'm going to lose some, but I'd rather get into the market, get out of the market, go on with the rest of my life. Other things to do in the day. Soybeans still trying to fight for that target one. That's what I'm kind of trying to wait and see if it goes once someplace. Soybeans and pound Aussie are only things that are only charts still active. Oh, it's hit. I follow all of these charts, but if you watch, I certainly am not keeping up well with all of them. And that's why I say these are examples. You're not going to try to trade 6 or 7 charts at once. My personal trade plans that I trade live are staggered such that I very seldom am trading more than 2, and not trading 2 at a time that often even. I trade micro gold at 8 o'clock Eastern in the morning. I trade crude at 9 Eastern, 9 and 10. And when I'm not doing the trade room, I'll trade the YM or micro YM at night, at market open, 8:30 Central. So, that's. So you notice that all of mine are staggered at least a half. Start times are staggered at least a half hour apart. So I'm not going to be looking at any more than 3 charts at a time. It's very seldom I'm actually looking at more than 2. Extremely unlikely I'm looking at more than 2, and most times just 1. But I've learned how to kind of watch these, and I'll see things pretty quickly, but not nearly as quickly as I would need to see them if I were going to trade them off. And as you're focused on placing a trade on one chart, and other charts are still doing their thing, and you may get trades there that you miss or not, and that's actually part of part of what you really need to test for. Can you truly trade the markets that you're looking at the same time you're trading the things you're already trading? It's not a matter of if the trade, you may have a good trade plan, but if you can't trade it, it's not a good trade. And soybeans does get target 1, so soybeans will be 1 and done. It'll be positive when this trade finishes. We'll end the session for soybeans today. That's 11 ticks for target 1. Yes, the pound Aussie chart is on Spotlight. Micro Russell, Micro NQ are catapult. Soybeans is counterpunch, and everything else is on Spotlight. What I'm showing on here. So crude, unleaded, YM, and the pound Aussie are all on Spotlight. All right, folks. Now we know that soybeans is going to be positive now. The only things left are complete that trade on soybeans and whatever trade or trades we have on the pound Aussie, and neither one of those markets tend to move very fast. So we could be here a while with those. And don't know about everybody else, but I have other things to do today. And I don't want to keep you around here just watching these charts move extremely slowly. I don't mind sticking around answering questions or just going through discussions, but I'm not going to stick around and just watch slow price action that I'm not going to be participating in. So, any other questions or comments? Anything else anybody wants to look at, discuss? Okay, we got up to 19 and a quarter for a new session high on soybeans. Next target is, it looks like 20 and a half. Yeah, 20 and a half and then 22. Yeah, as you see, I'm running bid charts on all of these charts. All right. You are most welcome, Benjamin. With that, I'm going to wrap it for today. And we'll see everybody on Tuesday. Oh, I know what I forgot to do for today's session. Let me look at the calendar. Okay, Columbus Day is the 13th. So next week will be a normal schedule. The following week will be a Thursday crude oil inventory report. So with that, I'm going to wrap it for today. And we will see everybody on Tuesday. Everybody have a good weekend. Good trading tomorrow and Monday, and we'll see everybody on Tuesday.